What are some of the challenges that you've found working with sort of TV execs, Asim?
Well, they're all, Illuminati. No, I'm joking. You know what? No, I think that, not in a bad way, but I think there's a certain kind of hierarchy in every channel production company. You have a few brilliant producers. You have kind of a tyrant kind of overlord in a good way. You need them. They're the ones who get shit
Big up
done.
the tyrant overlords are in.
No, they get shit done. You know what I mean? You need the head honcho, the person who's gonna, the businessman who gets stuff done, or businesswoman. And then you have brilliant producers. You have, it's just a kind of a setup. And I find it, working with different production companies, different channels, you have that. And I think the most important thing is, if I want to work with, I don't care how big the production company is, I don't care the format. For me, it's about having a brilliant producer. Like, producers are the heart of all kind of projects for me. Like, I've left big production companies, taking my projects off them because I didn't think the producer was up to, they are the heart and they run the show. And when you have like our producer, John Petrie, who's now at Channel 4, he's a commissioner there, he bled People Just Do Nothing. Like, it was his life. It was his, he gave everything to that show. And it's nothing to do with money. It's nothing to do with success. It's about pride. It's about something you've started and you want to make sure that it's brilliant, And that's why when we won the BAFTA, it was kind of like a thing of like, yes, all that hard work, because, we didn't chase ratings. We didn't try to broaden it out. We still know that People Just Do Nothing isn't like an In-Betweeners or a peep show. It's still it's not mainstream, but we're really happy. We're comfortable with that. And I think, and credit to John Petrie and Asher Tyler, I think they both understood that it could have been this really big, broad thing if we wanted it to be. But because we really thought, no, we want to make sure that we keep it true to its roots and what we started on YouTube. So I think it's been interesting. But producers are everything. Like, if you find a good producer, and that's what as I go on, I stick with the same people, really. I work with the director on People Just Do Nothing, Jack, the producer. I want to work with them again because they're brilliant. And I think you find that with artists in collaboration. When you find something and it works, then stick with it if it's not broke. And it's really hard to find great producers. I honestly think it's a really, really brilliant talent if you're, it's a great find.
The producer's close to the creator, and they keep the creator's confidence up that you're not going to fuck up with their idea and their spirit. And the producer's with them on every shoot and every day. So if you lose the confidence of that person, that point person, you are a bit fucked. So I would say that,
100%.
How reliant on the work of, for example, Talent Works, are you at BBC Three? How much of that stuff do you do in-house?
We do some of that in-house because our own in-house team, come forth as part of the development process every week with their own ideas. They know what areas we're looking at, so they're constantly saying, well, there's this person doing this, so we're going to start piloting a show with Harry Pinheiro soon, and that came up because of, we were interested in looking at a certain area that he was going to be relevant for. Going back a couple of years, like Ben Zand now works with BBC Studios, and he worked in the digital, a couple of years ago in the digital space, and now he does documentaries for BBC Three. So that has been, that is really important as a place for us to find people, because then you can see their voice, see what works, see what they want to be, rather than the TV people trying to think, actually, we think you could be a bit like this, and you could speak like this, and you could say it like this, and you could, and that just doesn't work.
I think there's basically, I think sometimes, like, because we've kind of seen it from the early stages of YouTube, so we know a little bit about YouTube, we know more about TV, kind of our journey. But what I've seen in the last few years is kind of, TV, executive and people, they kind of look at things and they think, oh, that's gone viral.
Yeah,
And they jump on it. We'll have a bit of that. Yeah. And then, it's kind of that rush of like, that's selling fast, let's get that. It's kind of this almost like wheeler dealer mentality where it's like, that's hot, let's get that, put that in there. And then sometimes they don't work, right? So I think, and then sometimes you find something and it's like more of a slow burner and you develop it. But then on the other side, for the kind of viral person, they kind of look at television and go, well, that's official. Like, yeah, my YouTube, I've got millions of things, but if I'm on TV, there's this, you know what I mean? So I think both, there's a slight delusion there where the TV people are going, oh yeah, they're viral, they're hot. But yeah, they're hot for a month. Then the next viral thing comes along. And then for the viral person, it's like, I'm on Channel 4, mum, like, But then you look at Channel 4 ratings and it's like, well, actually, you're getting more views on YouTube. So Slide this there, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. No, so I think there is a slight delusion there, and I think there needs to be an honesty on both parts. There needs to be a transparency where it's like, yeah, you've got 10 million hits in a month or whatever, but what have you got next? Can you develop that? What, are you going to sustain that? What is your fan base like? Are they loyal? Or do they just want that again? Do you know what I mean? So there needs to be a conversation. I don't think there's a conversation there because people just go, yeah, let's do it, money. You know?
What were you saying earlier about you can't recreate viral? Like you can't recreate something that's viral.
Yeah, you can't. I think if you set yourself out as a thing of being like, oh, I'm going to make a viral video.
Yeah.
Like, are you setting me up for what I think you're setting me up for?
No. What?
All right. So are my shorts really low? I feel like I keep on putting them. Are you getting a bit too much
Distracted.
Sorry.
They were riding up.
Well, they were
slightly,
quite high,
they were
weren't they? If I pop out, just let me know. No, but no, I think are you setting me up for the t-shirt thing?
No, but you can talk about t-shirt.
Shall I do
Talk
it?
about the t-shirt, yeah.
Go on.
All right, so we're talking about you can't create something viral. So I was on holiday last week, and I twisted my ankle. I was in the hot tub. I was drunk, and I twisted my ankle. So obviously I was out of action for a couple of days. So I was just like, I'm obsessed with that "Come Dine With Me" episode. You know that? Congratulations, Jane, you've won. You know that episode, yeah? And I'm just obsessed with that, and I don't know why. And I was like up late night, and I was on Photoshop, and I started making a t-shirt. And the t-shirt was like his face and them in the background with like a really classy font. And it said, "Enjoy the money, Jane." And I just put it on Twitter like 3 a.m. and I went, I'm bored, I made this. And then I woke up and it had like, 1.5 million people had seen it on Twitter and it went viral. And then everyone was like, oh, where can we buy it? So then I just called up my merch guys and then the next day it was for sale. And I was just, but I was like, I couldn't have planned that, you know what I mean?
That is something TV can't do.
That is something TV can't do, but weirdly enough, it's a TV reference. So, but yeah, I'm just saying it's weird in that way.
It's incredibly Chibadi G as well.
It was very meta. They were like, hold on, you're actually selling t-shirts in real life?
Yeah, I am.
I'm method. Method. You can buy the t-shirts, by the way. I'm not even joking. It's the website is.
No, come on.
What's the website?
No, I think he can sell a bit. It's
Yeah.
fine.
This website is whatasadlittlelife.com. Because remember in the clip, he goes, "Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane." Anyway. And then Jane from the episode commented on my Instagram. I swear to God, she was in my Instagram. She was like, "No, this is how it happened, blah, blah, blah." So, but then we squashed the beef and now I'm sending her a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's the internet for you.
It's the Wild West. It's good stuff.
the Wild West.
Circle of life.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Do you think that digital platforms are, and we've kind of touched on this a bit, are being taken as seriously as they should, or is TV still, for some reason, seen as like the holy grail to both in the industry and the audience?
I think it still is seen as kind of a level up than YouTube anyway. Even though, as everyone's saying, like you can be getting this X amount of views, the numbers don't correlate, but still I feel like it's people take it more seriously. Whether that's, I also think it's a lot to do with like kind of the way it's written about in terms of like the press that TV gets is just like unmatched to probably that like a YouTuber would get. It's just a completely different audience as well. Like somebody that's got like millions and millions of subs on YouTube, like could just walk in this room and maybe like no one would even know who they were. Like that is kind of mad. But I do feel like for me especially, like TV is something that I definitely is an ambition of mine, like to be in that space more. And I don't know why that is, because I guess I could just be doing it on my YouTube channel that has this many followers, this many views. But I think it's more about reaching a wider audience as well.
Is there also like a togetherness about it? Like, when something's on and the whole nation is watching
it, yeah.
9 p.m, Love Island, like, or, whatever, Big Brother, like we're all tuned in to watch it.
The repeat of Come Dine With Me.
Yeah. And also there's that thing of, Ep 1, yeah, that was amazing, I can't wait till next week. YouTube, bang, it's all there. Netflix, bang, just binge. There is that, it takes away, I think, a little bit. I remember when People Just Nothing, our first or 2 series on TV, and then obviously BBC 3 went online, and then they just started dropping the whole series online, but then they were repeating it on television, and then our figures were really low on TV because everyone had seen it online. So it does sometimes, momentum I think there is something.
The interaction in the real world with the content is a lot different.
When everyone's watching at the same time. Look at Love Island. Like me and you were tweeting during Love Island. That's like my favorite time to tweet. We were tweeting throughout the whole live tweeting. Was that,
Yeah, live tweeting.
And that's great. Like that is such an amazing, and that's why Love Island got all those numbers, because people were like, people who don't even watch it on Twitter, they're like, I can't fucking escape Love Island. All right, I'll just watch it.
Whereas YouTube or consuming online content, I guess, is a very is more of an insular thing. It's like you do it at home in your own time. Like when no one's there, it sounds really silly, but you just watch it when you want. And I guess what Asim was saying about TV being more of like a Gogglebox type vibe.
It is that. I'm on TV, Mum. It's that thing.
Yeah. And the marketing machine of TV is still quite powerful when it gets going.
It really is. Like the billboards even. Like you get billboards for like Chicken Shop Day.
There should be more reviews and journalists reviewing YouTube and giving YouTube that same level of, oh right, the new episode of Chicken Shop Day is out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the perception of media
right.
in terms of like how it's written about in the press.
I agree. I think there is a bit of a sort of sands of change at the moment, but certainly like 3 or 4 years ago, if you read an article with a YouTuber, it was either how much money do you earn or what the heck do you do?
Yeah.
Like that was almost the mainstream press top questions to ask, not sort of what's your creative vision, how did you start this off. So it is sort of like meeting people with respect in terms of what creative content are you making. I think mainstream media is changing, but certainly 3 or 4 years ago it was very much us and them.